Has anyone seen Monica? Because I have a lot to unpack from that video. I feel like that video traumatized me. I don't know if traumatized is actually the word, but that video held up a mirror to our society, and it was so real. I was furious when I was done with part one. Towards the end, I kept shouting, "Can you not stand up for yourself? Why do you keep letting people use you?" I think after 1 week of seeing part one, it was as if I had an epiphany. It was as if I was looking at myself in the mirror. A big part of my life was me not knowing how to stand up for myself. And I'm going to actually explain all of this. Now, first of all, let's start with the movie. The movie basically held up a mirror to how a typical Nigerian society is built. After seeing part one, I was furious at Monica herself and then at her mother. But after seeing part two, I now know that these two women did not have to carry all this load. These two women are not actually the villain. The main villain in that movie was their father, was the husband. In part one, we could see Mama Monica carrying the weight of the family. And that is what she was taught. That is what she grew up to know, always carrying the load. And then, because that is what she was taught, that is what she was brought up to do, she carried that same mentality into her own family and then imbibe that same attitude in her firstborn. The Nigerian society always makes the first daughter carry the load. You will see two grown adults going into a marriage with the mindset that children are a blessing. When we start having kids, God is going to bless us. No single plan. These two people are broke. They are broke as hell. But no, they will go into the marriage because marriage is a good thing. God has said a man and a woman should come together. And if a man and a woman come together, God is going to bless the union. And when a child comes forth, God is going to give us everything. That is the typical Nigerian mentality. And so you see a man and a woman coming together and not procreating one child or two children, but going for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they leave it to grace and inshallah. No structure, no plans, nothing. And then the kids are now the one shouldering the responsibilities of taking care of themselves. And the main scapegoat in all of this is always the first daughter or even the first son. This man was a weakling from beginning to the end of that movie. There was never a thing he stood up and said, "Oh, this thing, we must do it because I said." No, it was what the mother said. And the mother, of course, just thought that, oh, because Monica was the first child, she was supposed to. She never saw it as a bad thing. I finished watching part one. I kept asking, is this child the daughter of this woman? I asked that question not once, not twice, a gazillion times. I couldn't fathom how a mother could do that to a child. But seeing part two, I now understood that this woman did not think that there was anything wrong with what she was doing. Nah, she didn't see it as that. She thought that this was Monica's job to do. And why did she think like that? That was how she was taught. And she was the one that had to carry her own family. So she just thought that it was a circle that needed to continue. And if Monica was not now the exception to this rule, if Monica did not decide to break that circle, Monica could easily carry that same mentality to her own child. We have poverty-stricken people in Nigeria raising children with no structure at all. So yeah, that man was the villain. The woman did not have to carry that much load. She had no business carrying those load. In part two, there is this sound that is now trending on TikTok. Na me be salt, na me be pepper. She did not have to. But that is the men we had. That is the men that our parents trained. Men that wanted to be breastfed. The only thing they had to their name was, I am the provider. I am the head of the house. I am that. I honestly think that if a woman has tasted marriage before and then something happens to her husband and she has to now be alone, most women will not want to get married again. Why? You cannot have tasted marriage. You cannot have had to sacrifice that much and then you want to go back there. No. Most women consider that their freedom. They don't say it out loud, but that is their freedom. It's painful for you to lose your partner. It's painful for you to have to carry these things, the house alone, But most women would prefer that to getting married again. But guess what? The reverse is the case when it comes to men. Once a woman dies in a home, they take 1 year now. 1 year is too much. In 3 months' time, his family members that will now come and say, are you sure you will not marry another person? Because you need somebody to take care of you now. Women are self-sufficient, and there's just a lot of things that you get to see in marriage that you like, is this it? And once you've checked that box and something just happened that you don't have to necessarily be here, guy, women are taking the high road. They're like, I'm not gonna do that again. They're not getting married. But the men, there we go back. Because they want a companion, they want a woman that's going to take care of them, that's going to take care of their family. There is one of my aunties, right? That the husband, every time I see that man, I am pissed off. This woman is working. This woman has to toil, has to struggle to feed the house every single time. She retired. She has 2 kids. Both of them are basically in school. The man also has retired and is carried on his head like, I am retired now. Where am I supposed to get money from? This woman had to look for another job, and she shuttles between the job and her business. She goes to job for her job in the morning, comes back in the evening, then resumes at her shop in the evening and stays there till like 10. That is the society we have. And the man is at home all day doing absolutely nothing. And then she comes back from work and is carrying it like, oh, you must feed me. I did not eat since morning. You have come back now, you have not given me food. No, I was work. Oh, let me take over the shop for you so that you can cook. Nah, that's a taboo. You come and give me food. It doesn't matter if you've been working all day. It doesn't matter if you've sat down all day. I don't care. I am the head of the house. Come and give me food. And then she will go and make food, put it for him to eat. When he finish eating, he will still leave his plates there and go to the room to lie down. The women have to carry everything. 5 children, she's toiling, she's struggling. You're the one that has to think of the food that you're going to eat tomorrow. You're the one that has to think of children's school fees. You're the one that the children will ask for. You are the one. Of course, she will help. And because this woman, Mama Monica, needed somebody to help her carry that load, she automatically placed the load on her daughter's body and required for the daughter to carry that load. I've seen the marriages of the older generation. I have lived it with some persons, and God, it's not something any woman should have to deal with. I mean, these days we are changing the narrative. We are getting to understand that marriage is a partnership. We are getting to understand that, oh, you as a man, you need to take care of your children. We kept seeing situations where the boy children, they kept saying, oh, my mother is a hero. My mother carried the home. My mother did this. And they thought that that was a symbol of prestige. And so they carry that narrative to their girlfriends and expect their girlfriends to also act, behave, take care of them the way their mother took care of them. They also want their girlfriends that will probably be their wives to come and carry that burden that the mothers carried. And you see men saying, oh, women of nowadays, they are so selfish. Don't choose yourself now. You see a woman would die after struggling, was she never had rest. Then she will not die. You not see people not gather. You not say, this woman, she was a righteous woman. She was when they call you righteous woman, you have attained the biggest level of suffering. That was the Latin for, oh, this woman suffered a lot. But they wore it a new name and called it virtuous. So when they tell you that you are a virtuous woman, it means that you have given yourself. You did not look at yourself one bit. Women will toil, suffer, struggle. When they die, they'll say, oh, she was a virtuous woman, she took care of everybody. Who asked her, did you take care of yourself? Who cared for her? Who looked at her side and said, Mama, do you need anything? No. So you will see 2 children grow up in the same house, but having 2 different views of what happened in that house. The men are always, my mother did, my mother that, my mother is a hero, my mother did. The women are like, I can't do this. Because somehow the women are the ones that paid attention. Somehow the women are the ones that were shown the behind the scenes. The behind the scene was sugar coated for the men. They kept saying that, oh, this is what the woman is supposed to do. So therefore, I would demand this. So at the end of the day, you'll find out that Monica's mother was not really the villain. She was the victim that also wanted to make her daughter a bigger victim. And the level of entitlement in all of those children, now let's unpack it. You see, Bobo, the boy child, he was learning seriously from his dad. Being lackadaistic was exactly what his dad is. You see that definition of Bobo, that is who the father is. And he was learning perfectly from the father. He wanted to embody his father. And if for some reason he did not marry a Gen Z baddie that knew her rights, that knew that I cannot continue this course. So I need to break these jinx. If he did not get married to that gay, that being gay, he would have totally turned the mother to Mama Monica, because he would expect her to go out and hustle and come and give him, breastfeed him, telling him what to do. Why he took life easy. I kept pitying for him in part one. I was not really looking at his role. But yo, that man, he needed to be flogged to wake up. Things were happening in his home, but he could not say anything because there was nothing. He had no responsibility whatsoever. And so he was grooming his son to be as entitled, selfish, and a burden like him. If that boy had married somebody that did not have sense, he would have just dumped on himself on the person like this. The person will not be carrying him. Bobo is the true definition of his father. And you see the daughter. That one is the selfish Gen Z woman that we are becoming right now. I came for soft life. She just wanted to have it. Eat her cake and have it. I go chop my cake and I will get am again. Alpha, as much as that girl later turned out to be the kind of person she was, at least she was actually grieving, right? Small girl, get sense in here, but I mean, she just was a part of all of those. She was seeing the anomaly. She knew that this thing was wrong, but I mean, what can she do? And you see that girl that Bobo brought into the house. That was Mama Monica's karma. That was everybody's awakening to their duty. That girl say, you guys, I'm not gonna be doing this. That baby is your grandchild. You carry her. Me, I want to go for soft life. She jackpot. If you really look at it, man, that movie was the realest. I see a lot of persons saying that at the end they were so angry that she came back to the house and seeing the house all scattered and everything. Does it mean that she not learn her lesson? She had to carry broom to be sweeping and this and that. There's something called conditioning. There's just this person you've been conditioned to be. You cannot change that. This is what you've been trained to do. Like, how do you change your person? It's your person. Besides, I feel like that part was meant to just show us the role of Monica in the house. She was the light, she was the carrier. And because she was no longer there, everything was crumbling. Everybody left the responsibility. And that's a wake-up call for everybody. I will say it again and again. See, if you don't have money as a man, don't get married, don't raise kids. Those kids don't deserve to come into the world to suffer because of your stupidity. Yes, it's stupidity, but if you are getting married, at least limit your children to one or two, tops three. Why are you giving birth to six children and you know you don't have money? Why are you giving birth to seven, eight? What's wrong with you in this economy? God will provide. The Bible says God has given us the wisdom. Wisdom. Heaven help those who help themselves. We have badly behaved children in the world. Sometimes I see prostitutes in ShopRite. I see them on the road. And I can't even blame them. Their parents did not take care of them. They just gave birth to them and left them to their whims and caprices. Why are you doing that? No child should have to come to the world to be struggling now. Come on. It pains me so much that when my son wants something, when he wants something, it pains me that sometimes I can't give it to him. But when he needs something, my heart is broken. I try my best to make sure, and thank God for the man you're married. My husband has his own problems too. But when it comes to being a father, that man performs his role properly. He dey try. I need to give him that one. He used to try. Why are you giving birth to 10 children on top of your 10,000 naira salary? Stop it, though. Stop it. Because at this point, God is going to just punish anybody that does that. Children are a blessing. That's why you should treat them right. That's why you should create an enabling environment for them to come in and thrive. They should not have to come into this world and be struggling because you did not provide a system for them. You guys need to just stop it. And me, I held up a mirror and I saw my conditioning. I was talking about conditioning towards the end and everything. The fact that she came back home, saw the whole place dirty, and she picked up the broom, right? I was saying that I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. And one of the mistakes I made was deciding to come back to Masaba. I was supposed to enter Lagos. There were a lot of opportunities for me in Lagos. There were a lot of opportunities waiting for me in Lagos. But at the same time, I feel like I was scared. Because Lagos felt like uncertainty. Lagos felt like, okay, I was going to do a lot of work. And I just felt that I was not ready for that work. And so I chose the easier option, which was going back to Asaba and finding my path here. I saw myself, a Monica, a Lord. women have just been conditioned to be a certain way, to do things a certain way. And I just think that it is wrong. Yeah. If you've seen this video to this point, thank you for stopping by. I honestly think that you should stay behind. You should be part of this family. Click on the subscribe button. We can't wait to have you as our family member. Click on the subscribe button and yeah, tell me what you think about Monica parts 1 and 2. Let's unpack things. Although I have unpacked them, what do you think about what I've said? And yeah, I'll see you in my next video.